Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dive into the future of AI through the eyes of someone who's not just predicting it, but actively building it. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI. His vision is something that's going to affect every single one of us.
I mean, that is a wild statement, right? But it's one he believes is already becoming our reality. So let's just step into his vision for a minute and try to understand the incredible changes that are right around the corner. And look, this isn't some far-off science fiction movie. We are living through one of the biggest technological races in human history. And it's happening right now, whether we're ready for it or not.
All right, so let's get into it, starting with the tech we can actually use today. That probably sounds completely nuts, doesn't it? I mean, GPT-4, OpenAI's big model, can already pass the bar exam, medical licensing boards. It can even pass the master sommelier exam. And yet, from where Sam Altman is sitting, this incredibly powerful tool is just the starting line. It's the absolute lowest bar for everything that's coming next.
Just to put that into perspective for you, GPT-4 already scores better than 90% of actual humans on really tough standardized tests like the SAT, the LSAT, and the GRE. And just let that sink in. That's the dumbest model we'll ever have to use again.
So, okay, if GPT-4 is the dumbest, then what in the world is the big leap forward with the next model?
So what is that leap, really? It's not just about getting smarter answers to your questions. No, it's about a completely new capability, and Altman has this perfect little story from his childhood that explains it.
So, get this. He asked an early version of the new model to code the game Snake on an old TI-83 calculator. You know, a task that took him weeks to figure out as a kid. The AI did it perfectly in 7 seconds. But here's the real magic. He could then just type in new ideas like make the snake's tail a different color, and the game would update instantly, in real time, right in front of his eyes. And that is the game changer. The next era of AI is all about creating complex software on demand. And it's about giving literally anyone the power to turn a random thought into a real functional thing. Not in weeks, not in days, but in seconds.
So, when anyone can create software in just a few seconds, what does that do to our world? Let's take a look at the massive societal shifts that are already starting to take shape.
This kind of super fast change, it obviously brings up some huge questions. Let's look at two of the biggest challenges and opportunities that we're probably going to be dealing with over the next decade.
You might have seen that recent video of bunnies jumping on a trampoline that went viral. Turns out it was totally AI generated. So how do we know what's real anymore? Well, the answer might be that our definition of real just evolves. I mean, think about it. The photos on our phones are already enhanced by AI. That line for what we consider authentic is moving all the time.
Now, when it comes to jobs, you hear two totally different stories. On one hand, yes, there's a real concern that some jobs are just going to disappear. But on the other hand, Altman believes a 22-year-old graduating college today is, quote, the luckiest kid in all of history. And why? Because they have the tools to potentially build a one-person billion-dollar company. That level of creative power has never existed before.
But what's the end game in all of this? Where's this all heading? Well, for a company like OpenAI, the ultimate goal is something they call superintelligence.
So what on earth does that actually mean? Well, think of it this way. A system that's better at doing AI research than the entire team of humans at OpenAI. Or an AI that could literally run the company better than its own CEO. We're talking about an intelligence that's designed to outperform the top human experts in basically any field you can think of.
And you can kind of see the roadmap to get there. AI went from solving high school math problems in minutes to winning a gold medal at the International Mathematical Olympiad. That's a competition for the most elite human minds. So what's the next jump? Tackling scientific problems that would take a top human researcher over 1,000 hours to solve.
And this is where it gets truly profound. The ultimate potential here isn't just about making things faster. It's about solving humanity's biggest, most impossible problems. The dream is to one day be able to ask a future model, say a GPT-8, to go cure a specific type of cancer, and for it to have the ability to design and guide the actual experiments to make it happen.
So with this unbelievable technology being built, it's totally natural to ask, okay, where do we fit into this story? What is our role?
Altman has this really great analogy. Think about the transistor.
It was this tiny, foundational invention that enabled everything from the first pocket radios to the iPhone and TikTok. Nobody talks about transistor companies anymore, right? We talk about what people built on top of the transistor. The argument here is that AI is going to be exactly the same.
And this leads to a really powerful idea, that society is the superintelligence. The job of companies like OpenAI is to build one of these new, powerful layers of technology. But the role of everyone else, of you, of me, of all of us, is to stand on top of that layer and build the next one, adding our own ideas to this long story of human progress.
So what's the #1 piece of advice for how to actually navigate this future? It's surprisingly simple. Just use the tools. Don't just treat AI like a fancy Google search. Really get fluent with it. Start to integrate it into your work, into your life, and figure out what it's really capable of.
And that brings us to the final and maybe the most important question of all. As this almost infinite canvas of possibilities opens up in front of us, the challenge isn't just about what can be built anymore. The real question is, for you, of all the things you could create, what will you choose to build and why? That's the real opportunity in front of us. Thanks for watching.